Tampa Bay Bucs on the road at the Atlanta Falcons. The Bucs are big 10.5 to 11-point favorites in this one, guys. A total of 50.5. Brad, I'm going to kick things off with you here because you tend to play totals a little bit more than Steven and I do. And I look at this and I understand that the Bucs defense hasn't been all that. Certainly it doesn't resemble what we saw in kind of the second half of last year where they were playing, lights out defense or anything like that. But we do have a Falcons offense that is just really struggling to do anything here. I see 50.5 in this game and it just feels like it's a little bit too high, but maybe this is just one of those deals where, maybe they wouldn't have to put up too many points because the Bucs put up 38 on their own. So I don't really know. What do you think of that total? And then what do you think of the game overall?
Yeah, I would say I don't think the Bucs struggle to score. Mm-hmm. The Falcons, they're another one of these teams built to stop the pass. They're quite light, they're quite fast. Mm-hmm. But you can push them around a bit like the Patriots went in there and shoved 25-0 on them. And the Bucs, they get Ali Marpet back this week. The offensive line is fully restored. They've got enough weapons even without Antonio Brown, I think, to just go in there and put up 35. I don't see any reason for that not to happen, basically. So it's a case of, can the Falcons chip in? Now, I would say the first time these two played, I think the total was 52. So it's come down a little bit. And some of that's we've lost Calvin Ridley. And they have been playing a lot slower without Ridley. Mm-hmm. I think that's probably just a kind of an admission that they don't have many weapons. It's Cordarrelle Patterson and it's Carl Pitts. And I would also say the Bucs seem to be getting a little bit healthier on the defensive side. They've got Jamel Dean practicing. They've got Sean Murphy-Bunting back. And the third corner,
Carlton
whose name
Davis.
is currently escaping. Carlton Davis, is he practicing as well?
Yeah, so he's back out practicing as well. Don't know if he's going to go, but he could. So it could be a much different look for them.
Yeah, so that'd be a pretty huge upgrade. Again, no, I haven't got a bet on this one. My initial thought was probably to the over because of that 52 last time round. But yeah, not one I've bet.
Yeah, so it's the official hoping he will be able to go on the Carlton Davis thing for the Bucs here. Steven, when we take a look here, the Bucs offense is not going to be without Antonio Brown for at least the next couple of games. They say 2 more games at least for him. It's a much better offense when he's out there. That said, they were able to work through Gronk last week and were able to get him super involved. They didn't really get even a ton of contribution from the wide receiver position in the game. They didn't really need it. And so, look, I don't think any of us think the Falcons are going to pull the upset here. It just becomes, is that number of 11 too much?
Yeah, and it's a good question. I think it's properly lined, honestly. I mean, the market has these teams around 12 points. It's 11 right now, so not really a big edge. The one angle I kind of like here is a prop with Antonio Brown still out. Rob Gronkowski over 54.5 receiving yards. He's gone over that number in 4 of his 5 healthy games this season. And in his last 2 games since coming back from the injury, he's actually out targeting Chris Godwin in this offense. It's almost as if he's taken over a bit of that Antonio Brown role in the short to intermediate stuff. And he's facing an Atlanta defense that's number 29 in DVOA pass defense. So that is the one angle I like here. I think that number is still a little bit low considering what his role in the offense has been since coming back from injury.
Yeah, and I think the only other thing I would look at in this game as well is depending on how much garbage time you think there's going to be, but Ronald Jones is now, it's no longer like a split. Like he's a full on backup to Leonard Fournette, right? And so his prop numbers are still like 35.5 rushing yards and stuff and different things like that. And again, you could run into problems if you're taking the under, if you get into garbage time and they just, turn to him and don't use Lenny in garbage time. But if this thing even has a chance to stay even somewhat competitive into the fourth quarter or something like that, I mean, I would take all unders on Ronald Jones because again, he's a full on backup now. They're not splitting time. It's Leonard Fournette's gig and Ronald Jones just gets the little carry here and there to kind of spell Leonard Fournette. So just something I would look at there from a prop angle as well.